Hi everyone, my name is Simon O'Brien and welcome to another Death Battle prediction video. It's going to be She-Ra versus Wonder Woman. Now, I'm going to make this video very quick, although I will say that it's mainly going to be a very straightforward fight. Not because it's actually a stomp. I don't actually think this is a stomp, although there are a couple of factors that make it really interesting here. So, without further ado, I'll just go cut it to the chase for the most part. So, say, like, in terms of stats, they're almost even in my opinion, although it depends on what version you got. So say if you got like She-Ra from the reboot series, she probably doesn't stack up against Diana in terms of stats, but if you go by classic She-Ra, she has a much better chance here because she does scale to He-Man, and He-Man actually has done a lot of stuff. Like if you've seen He-Man versus Lion-O, you understand how pretty strong he is actually, like going toe to toe with Superman and all that. Although this is actually He-Man himself, so we're not sure if She-Ra is capable of doing it on her own for the most part. Although they are, I know they're twins and all that, so there's that. And but then you go for a counter argument saying that Diana can actually go toe to toe with Superman, Shazam, Martian Manhunter, even defeated Green Lantern at one time. So yeah, while She-Ra has one feat that makes her very much like powerful in terms of power scaling and all that, Diana has more feats, like way more feats to back up her claim to get like better stats and all. And it with regards to speed, now I gotta be honest, this is not actually a close category. I say Diana actually is much faster than She-Ra. And while She-Ra's very fast, don't get me wrong, Diana has done more consistent stuff like saying escaping the Speed Force and catching a lot of beam attacks with the gauntlets and all that, even go toe-to-toe with Superman. And even Superman said that Diana was faster than him in terms of combat speed, which is important here. And also, Diana deflected shattered God shards from across the universe, coming at her all at once, so that's that. She even deflects bullets while blindfolded, which a lot of people in their predictions don't seem to take this feat seriously, but Diana can actually fight while blindfolded, even while she was blind. So, yeah, that's interesting to talk about, actually. It just kind of amazes it's not talked about a lot here. But anyways, now in terms of durability, durability is actually even. So, why you would say that? Well, you say that Diana could take hits from Superman, Martian Manhunter, and Shazam, who are like planet busters. She is susceptible to piercing weapons, and what does She-Ra have? She has the Sword of Protection. Now, this weapon, in my opinion, is actually She-Ra's best weapon in this fight, because it will kill Diana if she gets a good cut or a good slice and a good stab at any critical points. So, once that sword takes on Diana, like it's a successful blow, the fight's basically finished in favor of She-Ra, because Diana actually nearly died from gunfire before, even normal guns, mind you. So there's that, and the sword protection, funny enough, is actually very versatile. Like it can transform into anything that She-Ra desires, like a lasso and a shield and any other type of weaponry that She-Ra wants to have. And well, Diana also has a lasso and a shield and a sword, and yeah. And also, in the reboot, She-Ra can also transform other stuff into anything she wanted to. Like, she turned a horse into Swiftwind, and Swiftwind can travel across space, I believe. And, well, I have seen this She-Ra cartoon as a kid, so they're really fun. And I do recall Swiftwind going around space at one time, I believe, or something like that. But then, you go factor in Diana's feat with space as well, like she can travel across solar systems and all that, so there's that. I mean, she pulled the Earth, helping Martian Manhunter and Superman, so that does count as flying through space. So there's that. Now, so overall, I actually do think Wonder Woman has this, but there is one factor here that kind of makes me want to change my mind, and that's the comics version, okay? Now, in the comics, there is a feat that He-Man achieved, and this ultimately comes down to what Death Battle does to She-Ra here, because this is important, okay? He-Man actually destroyed the Star Seed, and that contained the multiple Big Bangs and all that. It's actually a multiversal feat, right? And He-Man destroyed it and even destroyed Holdrak for that matter, okay? If Death Battle takes this feat and applies that to She-Ra's capabilities, She-Ra will take this fight. I mean, I don't think Diana can stack up to that, and it's going to be interesting how it plays out because, backed up with her Sword of Protection, she actually has a really good chance here if they give her that feat. So there's that. And, this is actually a very scary thing to talk about here because that feat is just insane. Like, He-Man himself is a badass, and for She-Ra to scale to He-Man is reasonable because they do have the same powers type, like inherited powers and all, like what the Power Rangers are like with the morphing grid. So there's that, and I am pretty unsure who's going to win here for the most part, but I might say Wonder Woman, but I also might say She-Ra here. So this is hard. This is very hard. Well, Wonder Woman has a better speed. Most of the categories actually do go in even playing field. This is almost like Grey versus Esdeath in terms of how close it is, although not quite as close in my opinion, but very, very close at least. So, I'll actually be rooting for She-Ra to win this. And I love Wonder Woman, but there's something inside me thinking that She-Ra might take this actually. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. Instead of calling it a tie, I'm gonna be brave here. I'm gonna say Wonder Woman has this. Okay, she just has more skills, better stats, and more experience, and has been around longer than She-Ra, and has more weapons. And so there's that. I'm gonna go with Wonder Woman for the win, guys. Well, anyways, thank you for watching this video.